And we back! 2K finally dropped news about MyNBA just a little under 48 hours before the game is supposed to launch, and today we are here to react to it. Now, it came out at 10 a.m. It is 2 p.m. as I'm recording this. I did not look at the article whatsoever. I wanted to get my first live reactions with y'all. I ain't even been on Twitter to see what people been talking about. I'm here to give y'all my live reaction, to see if it's a W or if it's a L. Because if you really think about it, the MyNBA community has been one of the most neglected communities across the entire 2K platform. We get less updates than my team and my career and Park and all of those things. The only people that's beneath us is like the Play Now guys. My apologies to y'all, bro. I don't even know what to tell you. I would love for somebody to go out there and do the research about the views related to each mode, because I honestly do believe in NBA 2K21, though MyNBA was a copy paste and just a small amount of updates, I do believe with our community, with Click's community, with Six Rings of Steel, all of the MyNBA guys out there, we put together a nice little package of views in the 2K21 cycle. So I wonder where it ranks, because I know a lot of the people that are usually Park players got away from Park in NBA 2K21 because it was mid. I know a lot of people that was into my team got away from my team because it was so mid. So I would legit think that the MyNBA community accounted for a ton of views in the 2K21 cycle. And because of that, I would expect us to be listened to at least a little bit. Now, a couple months ago, I dropped the video where I went through someone else's wish list for NBA 2K22 dealing with the MyNBA community, and I dropped it early enough that I knew that the 2K developers might have been able to see it and might have been able to incorporate some of the things that my boy, I always get it mixed up. It was Infamous NY. He put together crazy, I'll link that video in the description. He put together crazy wish lists that all of them were very doable for 2K Studio to potentially give us. And we're about to see if they actually did. So they dropped the news, and Ronnie personally tweeted at me because he knows I have been one of the advocates for NBA 2K22 to be good. What do you say now? I don't even know. What are you getting at? What are you getting at, my guy? So the original tweet says, MyNBA is back and better in NBA 2K22. Experience new improvements and additions to our franchise mode, which is great. We love additions, including my staff, team and player training, conditional coaching, new pre-built teams. This is an L, by the way. I'm already telling you that. Better spreadsheets and more control, learn more. And they got a screenshot of Greg Popovich. It's like Greg Popovich's been face scanned. I'm digging that. I love the replies on this tweet, though. It's like everybody just adding me. Like, come on, Kenny, we need you to react to it. And here I am, baby. I got y'all. My boy said, what we thinking? Hey, listen, everything I said in this video is my personal opinion. I'm not here to talk for you. I'm not here to talk for any other creators in here. He said what we think is like, hey, whatever Kenny says must be true. That ain't always the case. Estimated read time is 11 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's gonna take me a lot longer than 11 minutes and 30 seconds to read all of this, but I'm here for it, bro. Let's get into it. They gave us a lot to read. Immediately what I noticed is they talk exclusively about PS5 and Xbox Series X. So if you're on old gen or current gen, I don't think anything in here applies to you. I legit think this is for the next gen people, and that's why I said earlier about that one little line in the tweet why it's an L. We'll get to that later. Build out and solidify a championship caliber staff. Define the roles you'll need to fill and learn how training can make or break a title run in NBA 2K22. Okay, all of this is nothing. This is how you get your read time up. You just put a whole paragraph that don't tell you anything. But we get to our first new feature, my staff. Back in 2K14, we took basketball franchise gameplay to the next level with my GM. Okay, I'm not reading all of this aloud to you. Let me get to the good parts or bad parts, depending on who you ask. Again, just reading this first paragraph is kind of a slap in the face for a couple reasons. So they talk about the progression. 2K14, they started my GM. 2K20, they got my GM 2.0. But we still had an eye on how we can improve the experience for users. Bro, we are the users. Just listen to us. I am not the only person that dropped a wish list video or a wish list thing. If you really wanted to improve the experience for the users, listen to the users. I swear, if the rest of this article don't got nothing dealing with the stuff we want, I'm gonna be upset. Because you said right here, you want to improve the experience for us. So how about you just listen to some of the stuff we have said? So they talk about how they wanted to increase the depth of the mode by getting into the staff, hence my staff. We already see it from our brilliant community. Thank you for the compliment. We do have a group of amazing people that enjoy MyNBA. That's facts. So in this first excerpt, they talk about how they redesigned how staff works from the ground up, new attributes, more badges, and a slew of new roles, which is interesting because I've mentioned plenty of times on this channel before, sometimes I film videos and they don't make the channel for a multitude of reasons. Sometimes the video I don't think is just good enough to make the channel, stuff like that. I put together a video on NBA 2K21 that did not make this channel where I went out of my way to see if staff matters in the game of 2K21. What I did was an experiment. I went and put together an entire staff where everybody had an A+ everything. My coach was an A+ offense, defense. My CFO had A+ in contracts. Everybody was A+, A+, A+. And then we had a normal roster. See how many wins you can get? Can you win a championship? And then I went to do it again, but this time everybody in the staff had an F. And what did we find out? Staff didn't matter. Staff didn't matter. The team with the higher staff won 2 more games, and they both got eliminated in the second round. That tells me that the staff didn't matter because the best of the best staff only won 2 more games than the worst of the worst staff with the exact same players. So hopefully, I hope that this actually matters. Because it is kind of a 2K thing to be like, hey, we got something new, but we ain't gonna tell you that it don't really work. It's kind of like a reskin, but it don't really work. So we will do the same exact experiment again now that you're telling me with 100% certainty that the staff matters. So in here, there's a lot more stats that you get from Greg Popovich. You got his offensive defense, which is always a thing. He got a sports medicine, a basketball IQ, a potential, what does that say? Organizing influence, leg work. It's Greg Popovich. I would have loved for them to show us somebody that's not Greg Popovich because Greg Popovich is the GOAT. But like they had like Rick Carlisle, right? You remember back in the day, they had Rick Carlisle was like a D+ offensive coach. I wonder if they really took the time to try to make it as realistic as possible with these ratings. I'm gonna make this tweet too while we go through it because I want to see what y'all think. So if you read the MyNBA article, what do you think? W, L, or N? Show me the results. I'll tweet that out and we'll get back to what we were doing. So in the front office, you need a governor, a GM, an assistant GM, and a CFO. Seems realistic to me. The coaching staff has a ton. So you got the head coach. You have a shot doctor, a big man coach, a post defense coach, a perimeter defense coach, a guard guru, and a wing whisperer. Okay. Scouting department, I like this. Oh, please tell me we get a whole new scouting everything. Because scouting at NBA 2K22 is way too easy. It's very rare that you have a pick and you don't hit a home run with it because they don't leave a lot up to chance. If you scout them 3 times, you got everything you need to know about them. But this tells me, hopefully, that we might get something new in scouting because you got the head scout, you got 4 domestic scouts, and then 2 foreign scouts. There's no way they added 6 new scouts into the game to tell you that scouting is not different, right? There's no way. You got a medicine team of team doctors, a strength trainer, a stamina trainer, a sports psych, a sports science, a psychological coach, and the sleep doctor. Sleep doctor! This is a cool part of it. They're telling you that you're gonna have to balance everything. You can't just go out and get a legendary staff and a legendary training. Do you want great trainers like the Suns, or do you want a great staff like Greg Popovich and the Spurs? So that's cool. That's cool. So far, I would say this is cool, but they keep going. Is this entire article about my staff? If that's the case, I'm a little bit disappointed. Now, I'm not saying that the my staff thing isn't cool because this is 100% cool. I will give them that. But I hope that they didn't spend all of their resources on this when there are other things that we definitely needed to improve in the game. You know what I'm saying? We have a new attribute, charisma. This has almost no effect for the CFO buried in spreadsheets, but is essential for the department head, GM, and assistant GM. Money sense would be the prime attribute for CFO. Okay. But it also is relevant for the GM attempting not to get fleeced in a trade deal. I mean, I guess that's cool, but aren't we the GM? You know what I'm saying? So it don't really matter too much because I'm the one that actually makes decisions on the actual trades. New badges. They said in the screenshot you can see the badges. This guy had 0. Okay, I'm like, we're badges. You should have gave us an example of a guy that had badges if you're going to tell us to look for badges. But I understand. Okay, and a deep dive is even more. And the next thing is even more about staff. It's all staff related. Okay. Assistant development is strength and vertical. So hopefully the progression system is different. It's just like, hey, you're +2 and all these attributes. So it seems like depending on who you hire, you might see different type of developments. And then the sleep doctor's the one that surprised me, helps manage the health and wellness of players, allowing them to better manage season fatigue. And they're saying that this progression development of the staff is dynamic depending on the role that you have them playing and the influence of other staff members around them. So that can be interesting. And they say that badges can be developed by staff. Overall, the staff thing has been super, super cool. I will be the one to admit that. As much as I want 2K to be better, I have to give credit where it's due. And so far, staff has been good, but I just hope that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? That's not all we really wanted. You know what I'm saying? You said you wanted to cater to us. Did you listen to some of our stuff? We will find out. Training, in addition, this is what we're here for. I think we're done with staff. In addition to my staff, our other flagship feature in NBA 2K22 is the improvements to team and player training. For a long time, we've had some awesome ways to custom tailor how players would progress by giving them archetypes and allowing training under the hood to help guide and direct them so players could feel the impact of choosing how player training could develop. And this is our new hub when it comes to training. Obviously, it looks a lot different. You can see like every day you can do something, no sessions, no sessions, no sessions, and you can have people come in and I guess work out. I remember back in the day, and maybe this is still a feature in NBA 2K21. I haven't tried it in years. You used to be able to do like team practices and run your team into the dirt and everybody would get better, and it didn't really matter because nobody came to the next game super fatigued. And I hope that's not the same now. But then we get to individual training. They got Keldon Johnson here. It seems like you can train them to different player types that you choose. So for Keldon Johnson, if I wanted him for some reason to train like a all-around point guard, you could. He's actually super compatible with being an all-around point guard. But he's not as compatible for being a defensive point guard. I wish they would have showed you like his actual position at small forward here. Because maybe there's a very high here or extremely high here where you can see like Keldon Johnson should be working towards an all-around small forward, because if you train him as a point guard, his rating is only a 73, which when I guess when you hit him to a small forward, it will go up. A more compact spreadsheet. You know how in the normal 2K or 2K last year or 2K ever, you always had to stroll to get down to potential, to get down to offensive award and stuff like that. Seems like everything is on one sheet now, which is, I guess, definitely better. It's more efficient when you're looking at statistics and stuff. And this is more like a quality of life thing. Save a little bit of time so you're not just going to the right when it comes to the box scores, the rosters, the game plan, and all of that stuff. Small things like this matter a lot, so I'm actually happy that they put this in here. Conditional coaching gives users the ability to help give coaching directives when they simulate games. Using symbolic logic, you'll be able to input powerful commands. Who wrote this article, bro? What are you saying to me? They look specific conditions in the game, yada yada yada. As for example, one of our preset simple conditions is garbage time. That is actually pretty dope, I will admit. Sometimes you'll be playing games, or I guess simulating games, when you jump in, it's a garbage time game, and LeBron is still in when y'all up by 30. What are we doing? What if LeBron tears his ACL? Let's stop that. All you have to do is add a point value like 10. One set. Okay, I like this. This is a good little feature. Now your garbage time players will come in if you're up by 10 with a certain amount of times. But this just says, for an example, one of our presets. So I'm curious to what some of these other presets could be. This is an L. New pre-built teams. Oh man, what did they used to have? I don't even know what they used to have. It was like Nashville something. And then we had the Baltimore Barons and the previous 6 games. And now they're saying, hey, we got the Bronx Brawlers, we got the Honolulu Breeze, and the Omaha Airmen. Why is this an L, Kenny? Because anybody that is playing next-gen consoles has the internet. And because they have the internet, they have access to 2K Share. Just allow us to use 8 2K shares, 2K. Because if you didn't know, you can only use 4 2K shares at one time. Instead of adding these 3, just how about you open it up for us? Because they've been showing this. Look, if you look over here, Honolulu Breeze, all of these screenshots, except for this one, that's the Spurs. But like when they're showcasing the team, it's like, Greg Popovich, when they're showcasing the team, they're showing like Honolulu Breeze. They're showing like these new things for you, when in reality, nobody's going to use them because I could just download. Somebody got a Las Vegas, yada yada. I want to play in Las Vegas, so I would download Las Vegas. I don't like what your logo is for the Breeze, so I'm going to download somebody else's version of the Breeze. Nobody really cares about this. At all. Not even a little bit. Oh, and that's it. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Very interesting. I will say the majority of the things that they talked about in this article, I can see as being beneficial and improving the overall concept of the game. I would have loved to know more, because I pray that these aren't the only changes you have to the entire mode. And I would just guess that they did like small things that me and you might notice but aren't worthy enough to put in this article. That's what I would pray for, because there are a lot of things that are broken with the game of NBA 2K21 MyNBA, or just wrong with it. For example, in the game today, in the game of basketball, there's a play-in. There's no play-in in NBA 2K21, and the play-in is back. They didn't mention in this that we're going to have a play-in. If there's no play-in in NBA 2K22, I'm mad. And not that that's that big of a deal, but it just showcased that y'all not really keeping up with the times, bro. That is a real thing that it seems like it's here to stay, or it has been here for now 2 years now. So here are the results from our, who is adding me on Epic? I ain't played an Epic game in a long time. Here are results. Majority of people don't know what to believe. 66% of the people said just show me the results, and then it's equal W and L across the people that actually did vote. That's insane. I want to read some of the stuff that y'all said. Lance Jamie said they didn't mention free agent logic, the salary cap inflection issues, tendencies, and I haven't seen them ever mention the buyout market. Yeah, you're onto something there. But like some of these things I would pray are, they added it. I hope that they added these things, but they didn't add it into the article. I don't know. See, I don't read the Park articles, or I don't read the other articles to know how specific they go to different modes. I only read this article every year. But that's big. Yeah, there's never been a buyout market in the game of 2K. How the heck is that possible? Every single year, a buyout candidate is super high profile buyout players every year, and it just doesn't happen in the game of 2K. Zach Levine Burner said, I like it for longer, more realistic rebuilds, but for rebuilds like you do, IDK, how much of a difference it'll make. That's very true. Legit, reading that made me want to do a long-winded MyNBA series, and I might. I'm not throwing that out there that we will, but I'm saying I might. All right, be looking out. It wouldn't be on this channel. I'd probably make an entire new channel. We'll talk about that later. I don't know if Click planned on making an entire video. I hope he does, but here are his thoughts. It just popped up on the timeline. My thoughts about the blog. 2K should have emphasized focus on contracts, progression, salary caps, start today. Yeah, I forgot start today was even a thing. Jesus Christ. Playing tournaments, regression, simulation, realism, rotation, dumb substitutions, historic rosters, etc. What 2K focus on is coaching staff and training. Very good point. These are, Click, please make a video, bro. We talking free views, bro. Talk this through. Talk this through, my boy. I'm actually of the belief that they can't change much with this mode, but they get a better reaction if they emphasize and spoke more on the fine-tuning it, rather than focus on things nobody cared about. Yes, okay. So I completely agree. I've said this in videos before. There's nothing super dramatic that 2K can do to change the mode, because at the end of the day, the mode is build a team, win a championship. But it is about the bugs, about trying to get realism, and trying to make an overall better experience that we care about as a community. I don't know if there's anybody in the community that's expecting them to completely change the mode, because you can't. You can't. This is franchise mode. You can improve it, but you can't overall change it. So I see what Click is saying here. It's bittersweet, man, because I honestly do believe there are some things in this article that seem really, really fun, really, really cool, but I don't think they actually listen to the people that play the mode. Whether it be me, whether it be Clicks, who said in this, he got 77 million views. That's a nice little flex right there. Me, Clicks, the people that don't make videos that play it more than us, like, it just seemed like they listen to the community. My staff looks cool. We'll see if it's broken, because with our luck, it might be. But they could have done a lot better. Yep, they could have done a lot better.